so you want to take a disabled person out. Well, in case you missed it, not all spaces are created equal. Among many people, I'm sure, but particularly among my friends, there has been this misconception that the American Disabilities Act is a standard. Whenever my friends have invited me out somewhere, I've asked, is it wheelchair accessible? And almost every time, whether it's a friend or a relative, they'll say, of course, we have ADA, of course it's accessible. But then we'll get there, and it's not. Accessibility means a lot of different things, especially for a lot of different disabilities. Certain disabilities cannot tolerate spaces with a lot of noise and large crowds. Some disabilities require visual aids, and some disabilities require hearing aids. Some disabilities require plenty of space for seating, and some, like myself, require spaces to be wheelchair accessible. I started using my wheelchair full-time about a year ago, and discovered that many of the spaces that I held dear to my heart are not wheelchair accessible. There's a gay bar I really, really love in the city, but my favorite dance floor is on the second floor, and this bar does not have an elevator or a wheelchair lift up the staircase. Ramps are really great and they're important, but sometimes their design can, how do you say, suck. Sometimes ramps can be so steep, they're not accessible to someone without assistance. Someone who may not have a lot of arm strength cannot push their way up incredibly steep ramps. Buildings that do not have the buttons for automatic doors also limit people that don't have anybody to assist them, because they might not have the strength and they might not have the mobility to open a door for themselves. I've had one experience where I went to a hotel, and the hotel was lovely and accommodating as much as they possibly could. However, I did notice something very peculiar. The hotel room where I was staying was actually incredibly close to the lobby. The only thing was, there were a few steps in between. So, my choices were to very clumsily and painfully go down the steps and minimize my time, or the journey that I would have to take to my room would be at least 10 minutes longer, because I would have to go into the lobby, go down the elevator into like the basement area. From there, take this incredibly long ramp that like circled the pool area. And then from there, get to my room. And if that doesn't sound exhausting, let me tell you, it was. It was incredibly exhausting. And the ramps were very steep, so that was another mountain I had to climb. When spaces are not accessible, particularly I'm talking about businesses, companies, public spaces, are not accessible to everyone, it's very easy to feel unwelcome. You might as well have a sign out your door that says, no disabilities allowed. So yeah, until this changes, you should definitely call ahead to a space before you take someone with a disability there and see if they can accommodate that person's needs. And hopefully, they're not ignorant about it and don't say yes when the answer is really no. Oh, and also, don't underestimate a space or activity. Always ask, because sometimes, for sure, people underestimate certain disabilities and think, there's no way you could do that, or there's no way this space can accommodate your needs. But sometimes we can, and sometimes they do. Alright, that's all the time I have for today. Do you have any accessibility horror stories to share with me? Please leave them in the comments below, and I will be back tomorrow, probably, with another video. Bye.